Hey everybody, this is Mark with the Bitcoin Exchange. How are you? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever in the world you are listening from. When I first started this, took over the DJing, we were mostly talking to United States people. United States was always number one. We have slipped into second position, and we have a lot of new viewers all around the world. I've been asking you to hit the red subscribe button. You guys have been doing it in full force. Thank you. Comments are up. Everything's up. Ratings are good. Even the dislikes are up, which means we're doing something. Thank you very much for everything you do. We're going to do another sponsored ICO with a company called Media Protocol. Digital currency built for payments. You know, none of us like to pay bills, but when we have to, we have to, and let's just make that process as easy as possible. Also, when you're on the receiving end, when somebody's paying you, it doesn't feel like a bill then, does it? So let's make that easy for you as well when somebody's paying you. Now, this is pre-ICO stage. I'm assuming we're going to visit this project again. They are all over the media. GitHub, pretty cool stuff there. White papers out, business papers out. We'll go over this thing briefly. Won't take a whole lot of your time today, but I kind of like the project. Took me a little while to warm up to it. Very, very difficult, lengthy white paper, but it's a cool project, and it definitely has my seal of approval for the moment. Media Protocol. The call letters is media, pretty easy to remember there. We'll go over the problems, existing problems, and what they bring to the marketplace in the form of an answer at some point. So, Media Protocol, you can register for the community pre-sale. Click on the button here. It's mediaprotocol.org. As always, in the comment section or just above that, we're going to put the links out so you guys can do your own reviews in full force. But we want to make sure have the material available for you, kind of help you expedite the process as you begin to look. This is, as we get started, we'll get into the problems and answers. I usually do that first, but we'll kind of switch things around a little bit this afternoon. Be a part of the economy. Media Protocols, building a new kind of internet where regular people can benefit from the huge economies that control the media and content that we read, watch every day. We are building at one URL at a time. Most of us are on the internet a lot, and this is going to help us in that process of moving money around. Get involved in the internet, right up here at the top right. Every time you read an article, watch a video, advertisers, agencies, social media networks make money. So Media Protocol is going to move some of that money around and relieve companies like Facebook, Twitter from some of what they are making and direct it into your pocket. Not a bad gig if you ask me. You just get the content. Media Protocol makes you part of this economy by allowing brands, publishers, creators to directly reward you for consuming, liking, comment, and sharing their content. Know your content. When content is registered on the Media Protocol network, its URL becomes a smart URL that can hold and distribute tokens just like a crypto wallet. I don't normally read these things like I'm doing, but this is chock full of information here, and I thought we'd jump in and run through some of it. Everyone can see exactly how much money is used to promote the content behind a smart URL and how many people actually like and share that content. And of course, we want to get better content. Better content's not free. Every process along the way, somebody's going to get paid for the better content out there. And how about you and I recouping some of that money that's going elsewhere, kind of like rechannel it. There are artists, agencies, brands out there that want to make great content, stuff that's super relevant to you. But sometimes it's not commercial. Media Protocol makes you part of the economy. So you have the power to give direct feedback to the people that make and promote your content. So that's kind of what the project's all about. Protocol, set of rules governing the exchange. Media Protocol is a set of rules that governs the flow to that exchange. Media Protocol will be used to create an ecosystem that leverages the power of the blockchain to bring transparency to the flow of value. These guys are not pioneering the works for the most part. They've got some new stuff that others don't have. but there's programs out here like this before. Crypto Catnip, first D app to incorporate media protocol. It is in, I guess you call it beta testing. It's up and running now. It demonstrates a model of content distribution with compelling advantages for publishers and consumers. You can go through this when you get a chance. There's download the Catnip app. You can kind of check into it a little bit further. Here's the roadmap, Q1 of 18, and you know how I feel about that. A project of this magnitude with the professionalism involved has started obviously very prior to that. I wish these companies would, put on the roadmap when they actually started, when the developers got together, started putting the project together, funding the initial part of the project. This thing probably goes back at least 6 months. A lot of times that information is not available at all or not real easy to find. Q2, Q3, Q4, moving forward, there's some good stuff coming. This is the little protocol application. Pick up on your phone. Pretty neat deal. And here's the team. Now, here's one thing I don't like. I'm not a fan of. There's no media. Yes, we are. There it is. Okay. It was not in the white paper. This is the first I've saw of it. So, be honest with you, I have not been able to check all of these. So, we'll do a couple of them now. 500 connections, that's good. Media protocol, the name's in there. Yeah, I went through the entire white paper earlier, and I did not see this little flip up. So, I'm glad to see that. That's good. Looks like these projects are good. Looks like the people running them are qualified. Lots of connections. There's media protocol again. That's what I like to see. A good team, 16 people on the team. I didn't see any advisors. I'm a little concerned about that, but that's not overly concerned because a lot of these guys here can serve as advisors as well. They just not listed in that fashion. This guy here is head of operations. Check his media. Because I did not have opportunity to do so earlier. Sometimes these ICOs comes out and these Facebook and LinkedIn links, Twitter and what have you, they're just not available. They're not hyperlinked, but they are very much available. We give them a passing grade on that for sure. Love this, 500 connections. This guy didn't wake up this morning and jump in and decide to start a LinkedIn that went nowhere. This guy has been on there a very long, lengthy time. Let's just pop one more. Mark White, jump in here. LinkedIn's good, lots of connections. UK, Mark White, Media Protocol, good. That's good. This guy's obviously in coding. So great team. They seem to be well balanced. Looks like a pretty. Oh, there's the advisors. You know what? I must have not seen this page at all. It's not in my notes. Yeah, and their LinkedIn's are good too. So I'm corrected. I like being wrong. It means I'm learning as well as you. Sometimes we have to learn this stuff together. So now we have 16 team members, 6 advisors. That is a well-balanced, well-rounded team, and I'm glad we fixed that. Let's just jump through a couple of these real quick to make sure these are hyperlinked into their accounts. Indeed, this individual is out of France. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Good. This seems to be a well-rounded team. These guys put a lot into this. And I'm happy to bring initial attention to the project pre-ICO stage. When this thing comes around, I'm quite sure we're going to revisit it for round 2 or round 1 of the funding. Great little project here. Here's some partners, investors, and white paper is very lengthy. A couple things I'm going to grab off of the white paper in a minute. This is not the white paper. This is the business paper, kind of an elevator pitch. I'm not a real fan of the way that looks, but who's asking me, right? Yeah, I'm not a real fan of that, but you might be, and that's fine. We can all be objective about this. March 2018, version 1. This was written. Now, one thing I do like about this is there's my hyperlinks. Indeed, I like that. Both the business page and the white paper, both are hyperlinked. Folks, that's not a prerequisite to have a good ICO. It just helps you navigate around a little bit more with the project. So let's just jump into, I don't think there's anything here we need to see. There's the introduction, media protocol. Let's see what we've got here. Publishers, content, promoter, consumer, affiliate app. This is good. Now the affiliate app again, I don't think they're in full mode. They're just in the initial run with it, and it looks like things are running very well. Okay. Why is it required? Decentralization. Let's just jump over to the white page. A couple things I wanted jump out at you. The existing problem, I always kind of like to identify it. Let's see, let me jump back in here. Is that the white paper? It is. Okay, here we go. Let's do this. Let's go to page 4. A little more lengthier than I wanted to take notes, so I just thought we'd jump in and grab it off the white paper and read you a little bit of this. Media protocol disintermediates the relationship between content publishers and consumers by creating a direct economy for the exchange of content, data, and incentives, and including financial incentives. It takes finances to run, right? People have to be paid. You and I have to be paid, or we're not interested in the project. Total content distribution is inefficient. It's mediated through social platforms and search engines that control large audiences. These content distribution platforms harvest huge amounts of valuable engagement, preference data from content consumers, but offer creators and publishers little in return. The little guy gets nothing. Facebook gets it all. I guess this is pick on big social media day, but basically this is what Media Protocol is trying to do, channel some of that money from the big boys into your pocket. Media Protocol enables the exchange of value between these actors for mutual benefit. In this paper, they discuss a technical characteristic of Media Protocol, how it's executed, and their plans for the future. Again, it's very detailed. Look at this when you get time. So basically the problem is the money is not being distributed where it should be. Some of the big outlets are getting most of it, and they're trying to break it down. You know, for the little guy, for me and you, like to make some money, put some money in our pocket. ERC20 token, obviously. Not a whole lot of information about coin distribution. How many coins are there? All of that, I'm sure, is forthcoming. Media protocol in action. This is kind of cool. Read over this a while ago. Jane's a regular person. She's interested in technology, regularly reads articles and watches videos around the latest technological developments. Usually she finds this content on YouTube, Google News, Facebook, the big boys. In the future, Jane will be able to use any app that integrates Media Protocol to read, not only read, but watch the content, receiving awards for the behaviors that benefit the content creator. Spending time reading the content, sharing it, recording her preferences, yada, yada, yada. When Jane interacts with content in these ways, Media Protocol sends her consummation rewards in the form of the coin, in the media coin, media tokens. Jane can use these tokens later as she can tip her favorite publishers, pay for subscriptions, or exchange them for other media currency. So that's kind of what they're doing here. They're basically moving some of the funds that are jumping into Facebook, 1, 2, 3 big companies make it all, and kind of move it around for the average guy to enjoy. Not a bad little project, very detailed charts, graphs, you name it. There's a little app. Always it starts with the end user or the, you and I, and it should cycle back around because this is the guy that should benefit you and I. That's the way it's supposed to be, and these guys are doing a good job integrating that. So you can go through this. Why the blockchain? I think that's obvious, and they laid it out pretty good here. Blockchain is always beneficial, to piggyback on an existing cryptocurrency token. But what they were going to do, but they decided to create their own token. It gave them a couple of advantages. We define our own economic rules that are optimized around creating the highest value for content publishers. That's kind of the reasons for that as well. Ecosystem, and it all evolves around an ecosystem that they're trying to create. They're trying to not only build, but control. Crypto Catnip, there's your little app that we talked about earlier. So look through this when you get a chance. What I'm doing today is basically bringing a little bit of visibility to the project. Kind of show you what's coming down the pike with this. We are in pre-token stage. As a matter of fact, if you go to one of my newly liked sites that I kind of like visiting a lot, IC drops, as you can see, no goal, token sales soon. Not much out there on it. Media Protocol, digital currency built for payments. It's a system that kind of moves some of the money around, and we are allowed to put some of it back in your pocket instead of the big boys getting it. So again, Media Protocol, call letters for the coin is Media, great little project, 16 team members. Several advisors. We found out social media apps are good. The market is massive, $49 trillion annually moved around in the form of crypto, or not cryptocurrency, but currency in general. and obviously the vast amount of that is in electronic currency or fiat. We're going to be moving into the arena with eventually cryptocurrency will probably far surpass that of fiat. Great little project, not really a working project yet, not really a working service yet, but I see some things in the pike that are coming down again. Trying to throw a little visibility on this project. You guys look at it when you get a chance. And do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. You guys are doing that in mass. I do appreciate that. Every single person that subscribes to our channel. We're going to get ready to do a couple of non-sponsored videos in the near future. A couple of them are my favorites, and we've got some subscriber individuals that have suggested that we do that. We're in the process of looking at this. Again, when we do a sponsored or non-sponsored, the process is the same. We don't stand up here in front of the microphone and promote a sponsored or non-sponsored event that doesn't meet our criteria. We're very serious about what we do, and we're going to continue the trajectory on this. So it's an upward trend. Thank you very much for that. So thank you for listening, and hit the subscribe button, like it, comment it. Our dislikes are up a little bit, but you guys aren't sabotaging us. We can deal with that. We don't want everybody to agree with everything I do or say. I totally appreciate that. That is why we're objective. You have the ability to be objective as well. So thank you very much. Hit the subscribe button. Tell your friends about it. And as always, we will see you in the future.